Hello everyone, Dawn here again. Today I'd like to do a little chat talking about self-reliance. And first of all, I want to tell you the difference between self-sufficiency and self-reliance. These can overlap, so you might be self-sufficient and also self-reliant, but you don't have to be self-sufficient to be self-reliant. Self-reliant means not depending on anything or anybody. So no matter what happens in your life, you have strategies where you can continue your life or adapt your life to a new way. In case you're not sure, self-sufficiency mostly, although we can't categorise people, but mostly self-sufficiency is normally maybe a homestead where you provide your food, whether it be animals as well or not, and you often provide your own power sources, water, those kind of things, sometimes off-grid. This could also include people such as nomads or what some people term homeless. They're not reliant on anything from society or things such as money, and often don't have any paper trail. I consider myself self-reliant. I'm certainly not self-sufficient because I don't provide enough food for myself, but I'm most certainly self-reliant in the fact that I don't rely on anything from the system. So I hope that gives you a rough idea of what we're talking about today, self-reliancy. The reason I made this video was I got inspiration from a programme I watched. I've spoken before about it. It's with an English presenter called Frugal, and I always forget the name of the title of the programme, but it's something about living in the wild. And this episode, he actually was speaking to somebody who was fully self-sufficient, and he was living off-grid in Wales. But at the very end of the programme, he actually said he's not self-reliant, and that was his aim, to actually become self-reliant. I've also made this video today talking about self-reliance because we have a situation where Mike needs to change his driving licence, and to do this he's been told he has to have a medical. We have a new health system here called GESI, and to register with that we have to have utility bills, which we don't have, passport, which we don't have. We have to show, if we don't have an income, we have to show pension details, which Mike's not old enough for that either. And we also need an address, which we don't have. We have a PO box, which has caused a lot of other problems in the past. Now, my little bugbear right now is that those Brits that go backwards and forwards and don't live here full time have all the necessary criteria if they have a holiday home here and can use our new health system. But being full-timers here, not having an address or a passport or utility bills as we live off-grid, we cannot do any of these things. So I was interested to find out from you, my viewers, if you live a self-reliant or self-sufficient or off-grid life, how you cope in your country with all these bills and paraphernalia every time something changes in the system and you have to show proof of utility bills, address or the like. So this is another reason I'm making this today, to show you how you would think I would be encouraged to be self-reliant here, but it's not really caught up with the system right now. I'm also making this video today to talk about self-reliant because of lockdown. Because self-reliant means to adapt whatever your situation. Sometimes self-sufficient people rely on all their off-grid things, such as their solar panels or their batteries, and they don't have a system in place or an income in place where if these things fail, what to do. Self-reliance means to be prepared, a little bit like a prepper, but for your whole life. And with lockdown, a lot of people need to become self-reliant, which means to adapt, use what you've got, use your skills, use your abilities, swap what you have got with what you haven't got. So either swap with people, or you don't have to rely on people. Use your brain and adapt, use your skills and find out how you can change. And with lockdown, now is the perfect time to become self-reliant. Adapt, change, see what skills you have. If you've got people or community, if you're lucky in that respect, swap what you have got with them, what they can swap with you. Trade, barter, and use this time to your advantage to make the changes that you can make in your life. I would also be very interested to know if any of you are able to live completely with no bills. What bills do you have to pay? We have to pay land tax here, or property tax, whatever you call it in your country. I would be very interested to know how much you can actually live without bills or paperwork in your country. This is something I would love to be able to do. What items and what bills could you remove from your life? Would this make your life better? There's so many questions here. I would be so interested in your thoughts. What is important in your life? If you're self-reliant, are you even relying on a vehicle? You need to think that if everything changed tomorrow, what items do you really need and what could you do without? How did people survive rurally in the past? There weren't vehicles, there wasn't social media, there wasn't addresses. Could you live how people lived in the past? What changes could you make? Most of those people weren't self-reliant. Think how many miles people used to walk. How else did they get about? Also, are you self-proofing your way of living and your lifestyle? Have a little think about that. Where will you be if suddenly you have some illness or disability or something changed in the planet? Is your way of life sustainable? And what are you doing to make sure your life is future-proof? How necessary is social media? For me, doing Airbnb before lockdown, this was crucial. Is it? What is better now in life? How much better is technology? How reliant are you on technology? Are these things necessary? Think about it and list your top 5 things in your life that you are reliant on. Can you change that? Do you want to change that? How reliant are you on other people? How reliant are you on your vehicle? Could you do without it? How many gadgets are necessary in your life? We talk about we don't have time now, but think about the old days, or what had to be done, how things were done, everything done by hand. How much money do you actually need? Do you shop for things you don't need? How reliant are you on society? I would love to see your thoughts and ideas. Perhaps you could even use this theme for your own videos. Don't forget to mention my channel, and I've particularly got a video you might be interested in about more frugal than already frugal living in lockdown. Take a look at that. It's in the link below. I hope this video has been thought-provoking and has given you some talking points and themes and ideas. Tell me how you're being self-reliant and how that links to your business or your income. What changes have you made during lockdown? What items do you think are really necessary in your life? The items I would most like to do without are money, phone, and a vehicle. So, until next time, stay positive and adapt and be the inspiration for others that you would like to see. Until next time, Meraki.